I heard there was this podcast, yo, about something funny like wrestling and so. And you really care about wrestling, don't you? There are drop kicks and leases all over the board, and then something called the Wrestling Hold. It's a super duper fun podcast about wrestling. That wrestling show. That wrestling show. That wrestling show. That wrestling show. Well, Fro and Bill and maybe a guest or two is here to hold your hand and guide you through a podcast about wrestling. We have a lot of extreme fun, and that without the gun, because I needed something to rhyme fun with. That wrestling show, that wrestling show, that wrestling show, that wrestling show. Well, sit your behinds gently down and listen to our podcast sound and try to guess this week's pro question. You win a lot of cool things and also help Bill with his bills. That's a super duper fun competition. That wrestling show. 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 That wrestling show.
Hello, everybody, and welcome to That Wrestling Show, the only podcast where all pro wrestling matters. Fro, please tell me you were not up Monday night to watch that Gauntlet match.
No, but it was really, really good.
Oh, God, yeah. That's going to be one of the things that we're going to talk about this week is that Gauntlet match. Because I have thoughts on it, and actually some stats as well. Plus, we are going to give our predictions for the Elimination Chamber pay-per-view, which is this coming Sunday. And Fro's going to find out his fate today as to which WCW pay-per-view he is going to watch.
I am really looking forward to it.
And as always, got news and weird news as well. I got a couple of interesting news stories to talk about that I thought were just complete head scratchers, really. I mean, these were very weird. I don't know how to put it, Fro. They're just weird news stories that.
And we have a pay-per-view event that we will maybe talk about.
Mm-hmm.
Yes.
Yeah.
Called Hell in a Cell. No, it's not.
No, it's not.
Oh, it's SummerSlam.
No,
it's not SummerSlam. It's Fast Back Lane.
Well, you're getting there, but
what could it be? Oh, I know. Elimination Chamber.
Mm-hmm.
Yes.
Yep. So, can't wait to hear how we pick. I'm sure we're gonna pick all the same things, but you know what? Let's start with, I think, the big story of the week in wrestling. We talked about this last week. We weren't sure if it was true, and it ended up being true. Jeff Jarrett is going to the WWE Hall of Fame this year.
Yes, and if somebody listens back to how super excited I was about that possibility, you can hear how super excited I was about that.
I'll tell you, I didn't think it was ever going to happen. Especially the way he left, like 19 years ago, because what happened was, and I'll give a brief story. Jeff Jarrett's contract, it ended in October of '99, and he was advertised to defend the WWE, not the WWE title, the Intercontinental title against China, like the next day. So Jeff held Vince for ransom. He was like, "I'll do it for this one day. I'll do the match, but you gotta pay me $500,000. And that's what happened. And after that, I thought Jeff was never going to be back, let alone be in the Hall of Fame.
It's also funny that it's the third or second one that will be in both TNA and WWE.
I believe it's the third.
Yeah.
No, the fourth. Actually, it's the fourth. It is
the fourth.
Because the Dudleys are the same class this year.
Yeah.
Oh, man. So, I guess your thoughts were shaking your head in disbelief that this is actually happening.
I was shaking my head thinking, this is going to be one fun thing that I will not watch before WrestleMania.
Can't believe you're not going to watch. Well, you know what? I don't know. I'll save my thought for...
It depends. It's on Friday, right?
Yeah, it's a Friday night. So that would be early Saturday. You know what? For you, I would say skip it and watch it the next day.
I mean, I'm going to stay awake. I'm so looking forward to that weekend already.
Oh, man.
It's going to be super. Yay, super, super. But I can't say that I'm super looking forward to it. But that weekend is going to be fun.
Oh yeah.
Anyway.
Yeah.
The WrestleMania Super Weekend.
So, of course, when the news breaks of who gets inducted, I ask our Facebook friends in our group what their thoughts are. And here are some of the replies. Ruben said, "I'm all for it, well deserved." Brian said, and I actually agree with what Brian wrote here, "I don't know what to say. I never thought he would ever be considered." Gary wrote, "Effing crazy he is going in." Justin said, "It's well-deserved, but too early. Still think performers like Adrian Adonis, King Kong Bundy, Bruiser Brody, Brian Pillman, and Mike Rotunda, to name a few, deserve it first."
I mean, let's be super honest. He doesn't deserve it as much as many, many, many other people does.
Right. There are some people that should be in before Jeff should.
Before Jeff Jarrett, yeah.
Absolutely. And it's nothing against Jeff. It's just, compare other people. And Jason wrote, very deserved, but I never thought he would.
Mm-hmm.
So, and of course, I'll keep reminding everyone when we have a new inductee announced that our Hall of Fame episode where we're going to go through the entire class of 2018, including who's going to be inducting them and our overall grade, we're going to do that in 5 weeks on March the 29th as we get closer and closer to the we are currently in the most wonderful time of the year, the road to WrestleMania. So
the road to WrestleMania is amazing. I just can't wait to get this to pay-per-views out of the way because they are as predictable as a book I have read 10,000 before, especially the Raw pay-per-view. I'm going to be so surprised if there's any surprises in that.
Yeah. Okay, now this next story I want to bring up. This is an interesting story. Because we don't know what this is. I mean, we know what it's about, but we don't know who's doing it. Okay? So, Stay with me on this. Mike Johnson reported this last Friday. A mystery promotion is holding free TV tapings from March 27th through the 29th in Nashville, Tennessee, offering tickets via NashvilleAudience.com. The website notes that everyone attending will be required to sign a non-disclosure form agreeing that they will not reveal the results or details of the taping publicly. Among those listed as performing for the company are James Storm, Jeff Cobb, Joey Janela, Brian Pillman II, Shane Strickland, Corey Hollis, Aaron Solo, and more. If you want to apply, again, the website is NashvilleAudience.com.
Good.
I wonder, and I just wonder, just out loud, if this is like some brand new promotion that nobody knows of. And they're keeping it under wraps, you know?
Maybe it's WCW.
You mean a bootlegged version of WCW?
Mm-hmm.
Oh man, they'd have
WCW.
to. They'd have to call it CWC. Welcome to CWC, where the grown men play. Oh, man. Alright, you know what? Do you want to know your fate now, Fro?
Yes, I do.
Alright, I'm not going to hold you up anymore. Because we did, like we promised, we did extend the vote to yesterday, last Wednesday.
Yes. Mm-hmm.
We had 8 shows that were up for consideration, and I will remind everyone again what the shows were that were being voted upon. And I'll do this in chronological order from the earliest to the latest. So, the shows that were up for consideration were the Great American Bash 89, Wrestle War 91, Halloween Havoc 91, Starrcade 91, Wrestle War 92, Starrcade 97, Road Wild 98, and Halloween Havoc 98.
Mm-hmm.
So, drum roll please. And the pay-per-view that Fro will be watching and reviewing in 2 weeks. Halloween...
What, 2 weeks?
Well, because next week we're going to be reviewing the Elimination Chamber.
Oh, yeah. I was like, what?
It is going to be Halloween Havoc 1998. That is the winner. So, Fro, you and I, in 2 weeks, we're going to review Halloween Havoc 98. Oh, I hope you're ready for that.
I am.
That's all I'm going to say. I really hope you're ready for that. And you can't quit on the whole show. You got to watch the whole show.
Oh, I'm going to watch the whole show.
Okay, just making sure.
You just need to get it to me somehow, but we will talk about that.
Yeah, we'll figure this out. Why don't we get into trivia while we're at it?
Sure, trivia.
We did have a winner last week, and it's our first new winner in quite a while, actually. Justin Drysdale was the winner. The question last week was, what was the date of In Your House 1? The answer was May 14th, 1995. So Justin gets one entry into our WrestleMania draw, which will be part of our big WrestleMania preview show in 6 weeks. So we got everything timed very well.
It is going to be one of the biggest drawings ever.
Ever. In the history of the world. It's going to be bigger than any school lottery.
Yes, and I picked a random TNA pay-per-view because why the fuck not?
Yeah.
And I picked Turning Point from 2011.
Okay.
Don't ask me why.
Okay, I won't.
The theme song was Valleys by Close Your Eyes. The date was the 13th of November 2011.
Okay.
The attendance, oh, this is bad. Oh, 1,100.
An independent show could draw that.
Yeah, that is sad. But here's the audience question. There's a promotional poster on Wikipedia. Who's on that promotional poster?
I could tell you right now, Fro, I have no effing idea who it would be.
He's not even in the main event.
I would have no idea.
I'm not going to say it.
No, I know you won't.
But okay, let's go through it. We have Robbie E with Robbie T against Eric Young for the TNA Television Championship.
Oh dear Lord. I'm gonna say Eric Young.
That is correct.
All right.
Sorry, Robbie.
Really? Robbie won that?
Robbie won.
Wow,
Yeah,
okay.
Mexican America against Ink Inc.
Ink. God, what a god awful name that is.
Yeah.
That's the laziest booking. You know. What should we call them? Well, they got tattoos on them.
Yeah.
They got ink. So ink. I'm gonna say the Mexican Americans won that match.
They did?
Good, because I'm not gonna say ink anymore.
Then we have a three-way match for the TNA X Division match. And it was Kid Cash, Jesse Sorensen, and Austin Aries.
Oh, boy. I'm going to say Austin Aries.
Yes.
Alright.
Then we have a no DQ match with Christopher Daniels against Rob Van Dam.
Ooh. Alright, that actually sounds interesting. I'm gonna say Van Dam won that match?
He did.
Alright, good.
Then we're going to jump over Crimson versus Matt Morgan because it ended up in a double disqualification.
Okay.
So who the fuck cares?
Yeah, exactly. Well, he is the commissioner now in Florida, Matt Morgan, so maybe we should care a little bit.
Yes. Then we have a tag team match And it was Mortal, Bully Ray and Scott Steiner. Remember when they were a tag team?
Oh boy.
Against this Mr. Anderson.
Okay, now that just sounds like a crappy match.
That sounds like a horrible match.
Oh my god. I'm gonna say the Mr. Anderson team.
Yes. Then we have a singles match for the TNA Women's Knockout Championship. And it's Madison Rain and Karen Jarrett with Gail Kim, or Gail Kim with those two people, against Velvet Sky.
I'm gonna say Velvet Sky.
No, it was Gail Kim.
Okay.
Then we have the match of the Jeffs. It was Jeff Hardy against Jeff Jarrett. With Karen Jarrett, by the way.
I'm gonna say Jeff won.
Yes, Jeff did win. But which Jeff?
Which Jeff? I know.
Which Jeff won? That's hard to say.
I'm gonna say Jarrett.
That is super correct.
Wow.
No, it isn't.
Oh.
It's Jeff Hardy.
Okay.
Then we have Bobby Roode against AJ Styles in a TNA World Heavyweight Championship match.
And I'm gonna take it that's the main event. Is that the main event match?
Yes.
I'm gonna say Bobby Roode.
It was Bobby Roode.
Alright.
Also the longest match by the on the night. 19 minutes and 33 seconds.
I would believe
So yeah, the question is, who's on the TNA promotional poster for Turning Point 2011?
Alright, so there you go, folks. I'll post that. Yeah, I'll post that up, and you guys take a guess.
Because Bill doesn't have any clue.
No, I really don't. And for those who, question, I don't know. I don't know what show Fro's gonna give me before, so
never.
Yeah, I never know. So,
but again, how is it possible to get 1,100? This is when TNA was okay, even.
Yeah.
2011 was they had a lot of good wrestlers.
Yeah.
Like, listen to it. Like, they have Rob Van Dam, Christopher Daniels, they have Robbie, they have I will even say Jeff Hardy and Bobby Roode and AJ Styles. They have so many. Yeah.
All right.
No wonder they called TNA the training ground for WWE.
Pretty much.
For a while. Yeah.
All right. You know what? I want to mention this before we get into some other news. Ring of Honor, they updated their website over the weekend, and it includes Honor Nation. We talked about that previously on the show, where they have their video on demand on their website right now. It's going to be on other apps and devices starting in March. And I gotta say, I like this new look on the Ring of Honor website. So if you haven't seen it yet, ROHWrestling.com is where you need to go.
Super.
All right, let's discuss some other news, and then we're going to get into the weird news, because there's a lot of weird stories to talk about this week.
Okay.
So we're going to start with the normal news. Tickets for this year's Survivor Series, which will be held in Los Angeles, go on sale Friday, March the 16th, 1 p.m. Eastern, 10 a.m. Pacific. Ticket prices range from $25 to $500, and all fans who purchase a $450 or $500 ticket will take home a commemorative Survivor Series chair.
Will they do that for WrestleMania this year as well?
Yeah, They pretty much do it for the big shows as well.
Yeah, the big, yeah. I actually think that's a nice thing. I think it doesn't really cost them that much, and it's a nice thing to have at their home. If I had $500 to waste on something like that, I would.
I'd be a little scared to take it home with me.
Why?
Because I'm afraid. Because I live in or near Washington D.C. I'm afraid I'd get mugged and beat up for the chair. And then I'm afraid if I got home with the chair, where the hell am I going to put the chair? And then I'm afraid if
on the wall.
Can't put chairs on a wall. I'm sorry, bro. No.
Of course you can. Yeah, you can.
I'd have to. Oh well. Well, anyway. In addition.
Yeah. Come on.
Oh no, go ahead. It was a minor thing, but a minor story.
Come on.
Okay. In addition, travel packages for the Survivor Series will be available on Monday, March the 5th, starting at noon Eastern at SurvivorSeriesTravel.com, allowing fans the opportunity to purchase tickets for TakeOver, Raw, and SmackDown ahead of the general public. Mm-hmm. So what were you going to say?
No, I was on Shop the other day, and I was talking about things to buy and things like that. I was looking at title belts, and I really wanted the deluxe version of the WWE United Kingdom Championship. Holy, that is beautiful. Have you seen that?
No, I haven't.
The deluxe version of it? It is so pretty. I will take a picture of it and show it. But it's one of the most beautiful belts I have seen in. I like intricate stuff like that, so it was fun for me to see. I'll show you. Look at that title.
Alright, let me take a look. Oh yeah, that's a nice looking belt.
Yeah, that is a
the UK
nice
belt
looking. Yeah. Expensive though. Oh.
Yeah, oh my god, belts are so expensive. I only have two replica belts.
Okay.
I have the old school Intercontinental title belt. And I have the NWA World Heavyweight title belt. If I was to ever get another one, I think I'd have to get the Winged Eagle belt next. If I ever got another one.
That's a good one.
Yeah, that's a good looking one. Yeah.
The Stone Cold one is really awesome. The Smoking
Skull belt, yeah.
Yeah, I really like that one.
I'm trying to think what other ones. Oh, no, you know what? The original Ring of Honor title, world title.
Oh, yeah.
I would get that in a heartbeat.
That is a good one. That's a good one. That's a really good one.
All right, continuing. We'll talk about replica belts a little later, maybe. So
yeah.
Continuing on. For you readers out there, you bookworms, this could be very interesting for you. Sabu will be releasing his autobiography later this year. The book will be co-authored by Kenny Casanova, who worked on the Kamala autobiography and the recently released Brutus Beefcake book. Casanova has also worked on books for Vader and Dangerous Danny Davis that are slated to be released this year as well. To a degree, I'd be interested in a Sabu autobiography. Because he hardly did any promos ever that I can remember. So
I would be so somewhat interested. I never had a relationship with the man because I didn't watch wrestling when he wrestled. So.
Oh no, I didn't either. But it's just the fact that Sabu is speaking in his own way and that would be in a book, an autobiography. You know, that's sort of a catch there, I would think.
If you had to choose any living superstar you could get a book from, who would it be?
Does it have to be one that doesn't have an autobiography?
No.
Ooh. You know what? I'd go with Undertaker.
Yeah, I would. I was just going to say that.
That's the first name that comes to mind.
Yeah, me too.
And then
I would love to see an autobiography by The Undertaker.
And then my second choice, I know we're not doing second choices, but if I had a second choice, Mean Gene Okerlund. I think that would be a fascinating story.
I would love to read that.
I think that would be...
That man sits with a lot of stories.
Mm-hmm. Oh my gosh. That book would probably be as thick as the Bible.
Yeah.
Alright, so now we get into the weird stories of the week. And we got some weird stories.
Does it involve Roberto Del Rio?
No.
Aww.
No.
Does it implicate Cage?
No.
Aww.
I know.
What is the weird story then?
Well, we got some good ones, so let's get started. For you NXT or watchers, you probably have noticed as of late that the iconic duo of Billie Kay and Peyton Royce have not been on television lately. Well, there's a reason. You want to know the reason, Fro?
I do.
They both had boob jobs.
No.
Yep. Billie Kay had posted some pictures, or WWE updated her profile page with 2 new photos. New, I said, not nude, new. And Peyton Royce posted a couple pictures on her Instagram account, which I follow, and all I gotta say is, why? Why? You girls were just fine. You didn't need them.
I just choked up with that nude.
Although I'm sure there are some people that would want nude photos of Billie Kay. I'm sure. Alright. Alicia Fox. This might be the only time we talk about Alicia Fox in the news for a long time.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
She went on Instagram during the week, and she said that she's single again.
Mm-hmm.
And I'm going to read to you what she put up on Instagram. She wrote, "Now that I'm back on the market and have been bamboozled by a hashtag basic bitch, hashtag Derek, hashtag stud, ... no problem. Hashtag breakup mood, hashtag stud mode done, hashtag Tito's vodka, hashtag Christina therapy."
Mm-hmm.
So, Alicia's back on the market. For those of you who have a crush on Alicia. I mean, I think she's an attractive woman, but I don't have a crush on her, so I don't want to waste her time.
Who would it be if you had to pick any girl in the WWE locker?
Asuka.
Asuka. Everybody was like Asuka.
She's attractive. She's cute. She seems like the type of woman that you could date. You know.
Yeah, that's her calling you now.
Yeah, probably. I don't speak Japanese, but I can learn. Yeah, I'd have to go Asuka. So, alright, here's our next one, and this gets into a little bit of an argument. I apparently I missed this on Raw Monday night, and you could tell me if you saw this or not. During the 6-woman tag match that happened at the end of Raw, Mandy Rose, depending on the side of the argument you are on this one, borrowed or stole a move used by an NXT performer.
Okay.
During the match on Raw Monday night, she used her hair to whip one of the female wrestlers. If you remember, during the Mae Young Classic, Bianca Belair used that move, and that is one of her signature moves. Well, this gets into quite an argument. So, this all goes on Twitter. So, because you know, Twitter's fair game. And it starts off with a person from At the Year of Bliss. So I'm going to take it that's not Alexa Bliss. She wrote, at WWE _ Mandy Rose whipping her hair, but that ain't got nothing on Bianca Belair. Hashtag WWE, hashtag Raw. A little over a half hour later, Bianca Belair tweeted, so many people try and imitate what we do, which is a reply from the Year of Bliss. Bobby F.J. Town, or at Bobby F.J. Town, tweeted, at Bianca Belair WWE, would like a word with Mandy on the proper way to pull this off. And then Bianca Belair tweeted, you're not me, you never will be me, the hashtag hair whip is mine, in capital letters. Have a seat, matter of fact, have several seats. Whew, okay, so it gets a little heated. The next morning, literally the next morning, Mandy Rose replies to Bianca Belair. She wrote, honey, trust me, I don't need to buy a fake piece of hair to use as a weapon. It's called a hair flip. Chill out there, toots. Hashtag salty.
Oh, that's a super response. Oh, gosh, that's super.
Oh, and this gets better, Fro. Because Bianca Belair replies back about 2.5 hours later. She wrote, fake? You would know all about being fake. I'm more real than you will ever be. And then she wrote, you walked right into that one. And then Mandy Rose replies back 2 hours later. She goes, ha! So original. You're right, and I look damn good. You had your 5 minutes of relevancy. You're welcome. I'm going to go back to making history, and you go do what you do. A hair flip.
Oh, wrestling. I love wrestling sometimes.
So then, for no reason, this person, whose Twitter name is @PagesReturn, wrote, Mandy is on the main roster about to make history on Sunday, and Bianca is still irrelevant and in NXT. To which Mandy wrote, exactly. And then this gets even more weird because Paige and Goldust get involved in this.
Why?
Okay, so I do apologize. Paige is in one of these, but not for long. Paige writes, yikes! What's up, new girl? At WWE _ Mandy Rose. Keep hair flipping, girl. And then Goldust. Oh my goodness. Goldust Dustin, oh my god. He wrote, "I'm sorry you have to listen to the jealous people. I'll get my staff on it. Hashtag rose gold." And then before that, he wrote, "Who is this Bianca girl? Hashtag the golden goddess takes this one easy. As a matter of fact, Bianca, my hair flip is better than yours too. Sit down and learn something." And he spelled Bianca wrong. It's spelled Bianca.
Oh,
Binaca.
what a moron.
And then a gentleman who works at WWE named Montez Ford wrote, "Look at Goldust standing up for his Terry," referencing Terry Reynolds, his ex-wife. "Reminds me of the Attitude Era days. It's spelled Bianca. So either you disrespectful or spell check may not be in that Nokia of yours. And you know where to find me, grinding at the Performance Center. I'll make sure they let you in."
So, when you were saying all these things, I had a little look at the clearance sale at the WWE. Is it a little sad, or is it a little sad that Enzo and big castings are on sale?
Not really.
Or
I feel
the
bad
Enzo
for
and
Cass.
Laura microphone ornament.
How much?
13 Norwegian crowns.
That's probably too much. And then at the end, Goldust says that he was just kidding around and all that. So yeah, we'll have to see if Mandy uses the hair whip continuously.
Talking about Enzo, have you heard anything more about that case?
I think the last thing I heard was that she came back from a mental institution.
Okay.
That's all I really know. Alright, now to the weirdest story of the week. And
I can't wait for
this. This is the weirdest one.
Okay.
This involves Brian Cage. For those of you who don't know who Brian Cage is, he's well known on the independent circuit. Wrestles in Lucha Underground, and most recently has begun wrestling in Impact Wrestling.
I knew that.
A few days ago, he posted a GIF of himself performing a move on another individual. Well, a person whose Twitter name is Gambling Expert 2 wrote, "I heard your penis is small. I am talking very, very small."
No. Please stop joking.
I'm not.
Oh.
And then Brian Cage replied, "Well, this so-called very small appendage is being used on and got hashtag this is Mel Santos pregnant. So I think your comment loses. I win."
Who did she get pregnant?
Melissa Santos, the ring announcer for Lucha Underground.
Are they together? I didn't know that.
Yeah, they recently just had a kid.
Ah.
And then, this is where it gets weird. Melissa Santos replied with maybe the tweet of the year. And we're not even past the second month of the year, and this may be the tweet of the year. She wrote, "LOL, babe, why responded to this troll? We both..." I can't say this straight.
Oh, come on.
I mean, I can't say it without
really
cracking
need to
up.
know. Okay. Say it.
I'm gonna try. All right.
Okay.
We both know.
Yes, we both know.
We both know you have the yummiest, most good-looking penis ever. Like I always tell you, sex shops. Like I always tell you, Like I always tell you, sex shops should model their penis after yours. #best.
The yummiest penis in the world.
The yummiest, most good-looking penis ever.
Wow. Wow. That's also a tweet to send out. Oh, baby, you have the yummiest penis in the world.
Oh, my God.
Oh, my God, wrestling.
Okay. First off, let's just say, if any of you listening to this, or one of us posted that, we'd be fired from our job immediately.
Yeah.
Melissa does this because she's in the wrestling business.
Oh, I like this thing sometimes.
I just want to let Melissa know, even though she's a very attractive young lady, that tweet might come back to bite you in the ass someday.
Yes. Oh.
Brian Cage has the yummiest, most good-looking penis ever.
I didn't know he had such a yummy penis.
God. TMI, Melissa. TMI.
A little too much TMI, yeah.
Seriously, oh my God. But they did have a kid together. I think they had a daughter together. So.
Okay, that's nice.
Oh God, I'm. You know what? I'm just gonna stop myself there before I get into more trouble. So. Before we get into Raw, I wanted to bring this up, and I'm not too sure how familiar you are with Kerry Von Erich.
I know of him, yeah.
Okay. Justin, who won our trivia this week, made a very good post. A very good, post. And he called it a polite debate. That's what because we talked about this privately. This week happens to be the 25th anniversary of his death. He had committed suicide. And he asked this question, and I'm going to read some of the replies, and then we'll get into this. Do you think Kerry Von Erich could have been WWF World Champion material?
Yes.
You do? Okay.
Yes.
Before we get into why, I'm gonna read some of the replies back.
Mm-hmm.
Brian wrote, he was so into the drug culture in the 90s, there was a great deal that they hoped he would get cleaned, but alas, it was not meant to be.
Mm.
Chris wrote, I think he would have gotten at least one run chasing the title. Winning it? I'm not sure, but I'm willing to bet he would have been a contender at the very least.
Okay, yeah.
Anthony wrote, he looked like he was because he'd missed some move, and I knew his boots stay untied the whole match. But for the belt in WWF and 1.5 foot, never. He would have always been a mid-card. He was just great in Texas, referring to World Class, his dad's promotion. Now, Jason Harris brings this up, and this is a very good point. According to Flair's book, when he had a title match with Kerry was so high that his boot wasn't tied and kept talking to Flair about a girl in the crowd. He definitely had the look to be world champion. Steven wrote, no, he didn't cross over as well. He's a local talent that ruled his territory, though 1 foot was going to shorten his career anyway. And finally, Steve Miller, not of the Steve Miller Band, wrote, he would have been an Intercontinental Champion, and also, well, he was an Intercontinental Champion, but he also could have been a U.S. Champion. 1 or 2 runs as a world champ. Modern day equivalent is Dolph Ziggler.
Dolph Ziggler? Okay.
I think what he means by that is match quality.
Okay, yeah, I can see that.
Yeah. All right, so you think Kerry would have been WWF World Champion material?
Yes, definitely.
Do you have? I'm just curious to your reasoning.
Well, he's one of those that I remember that never got really didn't get the push that he really deserved.
Mm-hmm.
I think like if you look like I hate bringing up Roman Reigns, but if you look at Roman Reigns and what the WWE has done with him and the push they have done with him, I think maybe if they pushed him a little better, if they got him like I remember him as someone that I have heard the name of from the outside, and I've seen some of his matches. He can wrestle.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Excuse me. Like I said, it's really hard to, it's hard for me to say.
Mm.
And then I'll explain why. He had the look. I mean, he was a natural athlete. He was a discus thrower in college. He more than likely would have been on the 1980 U.S. Olympic team had they not boycotted the Moscow Games. And he would have been in track and field. He would have done discus. His plus sides are he had the look. Body-wise, face-wise, he was a heartbreaker. There were girls who went apeshit for Kerry Von Erich. I mean, of the Von Erich boys, and I think it's a safe argument for me to say this, he was the best looking of the bunch.
Definitely.
However, and it goes back to what Brian wrote, the drugs in the 80s and the 90s were so much. If he had stayed clean, if he had found a way to stay clean, maybe he would have had a shot. I agree with a couple people. I think he would have at least been a great challenger. He would have been a great, hunter for the title, trying to catch his prey. But we got to think at that same time when he got there in 90, Hogan's still there. Warrior is there.
Mm-hmm.
You have Savage, Perfect. I mean, you had so many guys. It would have been hard, I think, to have him be the world champion. Now, he was NWA world champion, but that was for a short period of time. Would he have been WWF champion? It's hard to say. I think if he had stayed in 93 when Hogan had left, and they were looking for that new babyface to push, then yes, I think he would have. But it's very hard to say. I'm gonna say. How can I put this? If he had stayed clean, yes, he would have. But at the same time, I don't think so because there was too much good talent there at the time. So,
I mean, it depends on how you look at it. But yeah, I mean, he was a super wrestler.
Mm-hmm.
He was really a super wrestler. He was, but yeah,
he was one of those guys, and I've been I watch stuff. He was a guy that you could get behind. All-American kid. How could you not root for him?
Mm-hmm.
But the one thing that I did talk to Justin about, and I remember this very clearly, was the first time I found out Kerry died was not until a year after it happened.
Really?
Mm-hmm. Because when Andre died, that was everywhere. Andre the Giant died. That was a big deal. I remember seeing at the end of one of those WWF shows that Andre the Giant had died. I don't remember if they ever did anything for Kerry Von Erich. And I didn't find out until I was reading the WWF magazine in church, mind you. And that's when I found out he died. Not until a year after. So, but yeah. You know what? I would like to have more of these. If any of you are listening, and I'm going to post it on here. If you guys want to have more of these polite debates, as Justin put it, go for it. We can have this. We could have discussions on this. We really could.
Definitely.
So actually, you know what? I'm going to type that real quick. I don't want to lose people on dead air. Why don't you say something real quick?
You want me to sing something?
Sure.
No, but one of the things that we are going now to talk about the Elimination Chamber, I'm guessing. Oh, how I'm looking forward to Elimination Chamber, aren't you, Bill?
Is that sarcasm, or are you telling the truth?
It's a little sarcasm.
Okay.
I mean, it's not like I'm looking super forward to.
Right.
Well,
I think we should talk about the Gauntlet Match before we get to Elimination Chamber, because that Gauntlet Match was absolutely amazing. And there's a lot more positive notes that I have than negative. If there's any negative, it's probably the commentating, but the match was so fun to watch for me that I didn't even pay attention to the commentary.
Right.
Like, I was listening to...
It was 2 hours of a fantastic Gauntlet match. It's one of the best Gauntlet matches I've seen in recent history.
Like, I was listening to Smart Wrestling Fan last night, and they were talking about the commentary. And honest to God, Fro, this is the honest truth. I paid less attention to the commentary and more to the match itself. That's how captivating that match was. And I mean, I even posted on our Facebook group, if the whole episode of Raw was that Gauntlet match, I would have been fine with it. That's how good that match was.
Yeah.
But no, I mean, like, Seth Rollins was incredible. He was the MVP of that whole match.
Oh, definitely.
The match he had with Reigns was really good. That was a great start, great setup for that match, for the beginning. And then Cena comes out, and Rollins does really good at just selling that, he'd been through, however long the match was with Rollins, or with Reigns, and then he has to do almost the same exact length, match-wise, with Cena, just to continue, And then, when Elias finally comes, by that point, he's just done for. And that's really good booking. And then everything else went so smoothly, it went so well. That it was incredible. It was really fun to watch. I'm not saying it's the match of the year, but my God, what a fun match that was.
And it didn't. It felt. And I we were talking a little about it on another digital system. And I think it was Luke that said it to me, that he was more excited for the pay-per-view after he was watching SmackDown, and then he remembered, oh, that's not this pay-per-view, that's the next pay-per-view. And I was like, yeah, we have 4 freaking matches in this pay-per-view.
Right.
4! There's no pre-show match.
Well, not at the moment.
Not at the moment, but it's like, and I was thinking, where is Rusev? Where is Rusev?
This is a Raw pay-per-view.
Yeah.
Yeah, Rusev's on SmackDown. Yeah.
He wasn't on SmackDown.
Yeah.
He
So,
hasn't been on SmackDown in forever.
so are you ready to find out who was responsible for this whole match, like the setup and everything?
Sure.
According to Mike Johnson, Vince McMahon was responsible for the entire match.
Doesn't surprise me.
And, whew, God, what a call by Vince.
Yeah.
So a couple of notes to bring up. This match was the longest match in WWE history. And this is going all the way back to the days of Capital Wrestling and Bruno Sammartino. It went 106 minutes, 55 seconds.
Think of that. The longest match in WWE history. History.
Which is that's over an hour and a half. And I have no complaints about it. The previous record was, and this actually is true, I thought Michael Cole was pulling something out of his butt, but it ended up being true, was a match in Madison Square Garden between Bruno Sammartino and Waldo Von Erich, which was held in August 1964 in Madison Square Garden. They had an 81-minute match that ended in a curfew draw.
Wow.
To make things even more interesting, Seth Rollins, one individual, had the longest match, or the longest continuation of a match, or being in a match, I guess we should say, in WWE history, in Monday Night Raw history. He had 3 matches and wrestled for 62 minutes and 16 seconds.
They really like Rollins, and he can wrestle the shit out of anything. He has proven that again and again and again and again. He is super fantastic.
This match, or the Cena-Rollins match portion of the Gauntlet, according to Dave Meltzer, was the 4th longest match in Raw history. The 3 longest matches were Triple H and Chris Benoit in a 60-minute Iron Man match, John Cena and Shawn Michaels, the match in London.
Oh yeah, I remember that.
And a 6-man tag team elimination match, Evolution against Benoit, Chris Jericho, and Edge.
Wow.
But, oh my God, what a match. That was fantastic. That was...
But let's move on to the pay-per-view, because I have to go in 20 minutes.
Okay. Yeah, let's get into the pay-per-view. This is the last Raw exclusive pay-per-view because, as we talked about... Well, we didn't talk about it, but in short, starting at WrestleMania from this point forward, they're going to do one pay-per-view a month, and it's going to be both brands involved, so...
Yeah, and I like that. As long as they keep it separate and don't have any...
Yeah.
Raw against SmackDown matches and things like that. I don't want that.
So, I'm going to go through the matches. There are 4.
All four of them, you mean?
Yes, all 4 of them. And we will each give our prediction as to who we think will win. So I
can already tell you that I'm going to ding all 4 matches.
Wow. So for every one you get wrong... Are we going to add another?
I have to give a prize.
All right. All right. So the first match we're going to do, Matt Hardy and Bray Wyatt.
Yeah, ding-a-ling-a-ling-a-ling-a-ling-a-ling. If somebody looks at Mr. Goat, I am a goat, scary goat, record in pay-per-view history, I think he has won one pay-per-view match in his whole career or something.
No,
Maybe?
Bray's won a few more than that.
Has Bray won more than that?
He's won more than one.
Setting your money on Bray Wyatt is a stupid thing because he always loses at pay-per-views. But I think storyline wise, I need broken Matt Hardy to win here.
I think it's going to be Matt Hardy as well.
Yeah,
it just only makes sense for him to win to make it even.
Yep.
All right, next up, Asuka versus Nia Jax. If Nia Jax wins, she gets added to the Women's Championship match at WrestleMania of Asuka's choice, I guess, is the stipulation. I mean,
this is a stupid stipulation.
It's very confusing.
It is a stupid stipulation, and I don't like it. But ding-a-ling-a-ling-a-ling. If Asuka wins, if Asuka loses, Bill, I don't know. I don't think I will watch WrestleMania if Asuka loses.
Really?
Asuka losing is ludicrous.
All right. Let me ask you.
Stupid.
Let me ask you a question.
Yeah.
Let's just say Asuka wins the match.
Mm-hmm.
And instead of going for the Raw Women's title, she goes for the SmackDown Women's title. Then
that's what I hope.
Then how do you get to determining the number one contender for the Raw Women's title? Does Nia Jax get in a match and she ends up still getting in? Or I mean,
No.
All right. Then we have the two Elimination Chamber matches.
Mm-hmm.
The Women's Elimination Chamber match we're going to do first. And I'm going to call it right now, Fro. Unlike the Royal Rumble, this will not be the main event.
No. I actually think so.
Oh, you do?
I think the women will be the main event, yeah.
Ooh, okay.
And I think the reason for that is Ronda Rousey. She is going to point at.
She's gonna steal. She's gonna steal the momentum from the winner again.
Yeah.
So it is Alexa Bliss defending the women's title, the Raw Women's title, against Sonya Deville, Mandy Rose, Bayley, Mickie James, and Sasha Banks.
Okay, now I'm going to actually be some positive ding-a-ling because I'm actually the two other matches I'm not looking forward to. This I'm looking forward to. I have two matches that I'm looking forward to. This one and the men's match. But ding-a-ling-ling-ling-ling-ling. It's not a sad ding-a-ling-ling. But I will be super surprised if the champion doesn't win here.
All right.
Why would they make her lose in the pay-per-view before WrestleMania? That makes no fucking sense.
So you are going with Alexa Bliss.
I am.
All right. Oh, did I say who I was picking in the Asuka Nia Jax match?
No, I don't think so.
Okay, I'm going to go back real quick. I'm going to go with Asuka.
Oh, what a surprise.
I know. As far as the women's Elimination Chamber match goes, the two that I can take out right away are Sonya and Mandy. Those two...
And the one I can take away is Bayley and the Boss, because they are probably going to go against each other at WrestleMania. That's what I have heard.
I'm going to go with Alexa to retain.
Mm-hmm.
But, and that's a big one, I wouldn't be surprised if Sasha ended up winning it. I wouldn't be surprised. And then the men's Elimination Chamber match. The first ever 7-man Elimination Chamber match.
Yeah.
Miz will go in at number 1. Seth Rollins, Roman Reigns, John Cena, Finn Balor, Braun Strowman, and Elias, who will be entering the chamber match last.
This is also the reason why I think this is not going to go last, because I think there will be some booing in this match. Because guess what? Who I am picking to win? I am picking ding-a-ling-a-ling-a-ling-a-ling-a-ling. I hate that I picked this, but I pick it. It's Roman. I'm going to be pushed to WrestleMania. Reigns.
Fro, I'm going to be completely honest. I don't think Roman Reigns winning this match is as big of a lock as everyone is being led to believe.
Oh, it's luck. It's a super luck.
Well, okay, now hold on. I have my reasons. First off...
You're going to say Braun Strowman and I'm going to be disappointed.
No, hold on a minute. First off, Cena's not winning this match.
No.
Cena's
going first.
Right, that's going to end up leading to him facing Undertaker. That's the rumored WrestleMania match. So he's out of the picture. Miz can't win because he's the Intercontinental Champion.
Yep.
Although I think it would be interesting of a story to have Miz go for the Universal title.
Oh yeah, me too.
It just wouldn't work. Elias can't win.
No, because he's last.
Because he's last, yeah. So basically he can't win. So it comes down to Rollins, Reigns, Braun, and Balor. Each one of those 4 have a legitimate good reason to win.
Yep.
But this is how I'm going to break it down. Balor won't win because he's probably primed for an Intercontinental title match. I think.
I think so, too.
As much as I would love to see Braun win it, he's not going to win it. Because... And I'm one of the fans, I'm going to be completely honest, I'm one of the fans that would love to see Braun win it.
Me too.
But he should not win this match.
Nope.
And as much as I think he will be a great champion, I don't think it's his time yet.
Nope.
So that comes down to Seth and Roman. Ever since, late spring, early summer, the rumor that I have heard all year has been Roman Reigns is going to face Brock at WrestleMania. That's been it.
I mean, I've heard that since last WrestleMania.
Exactly.
We talked about it after WrestleMania last year. We said, the next year is going to be somewhat boring. It's going to be Brock Lesnar against Roman Reigns. Oh yeah, that is the rumor. That has been a rumor for now over a year.
But I think with everything Seth has gone through the last 3 months, losing Dean Ambrose, because he was originally going to face Dean Ambrose at WrestleMania. Losing Jason Jordan. Jordan was going to be the substitute to replace Ambrose in that match. And the performance he had Monday night makes me think there could be a realistic shot Seth Rollins could win this. However, I think in the end, and I'm going with my brain over my heart, Roman Reigns is going to win it. This is how I see it. I think Roman will win it. I want Braun to win it, but I wouldn't be surprised if Seth won it.
Yeah, like I said, I dig this, so I am pretty sure.
And if Roman loses that match, I will be very surprised.
Oh, me too.
All right, that's gonna do it. So let's do our wrap-ups real quick. You can follow the show. Follow the show on Twitter at Wrestling Show 11. Fro, how can they follow you on Twitter? Fro?
Sorry?
Yeah, how can they follow you on Twitter?
Oh, they can follow me at Bananiskrem.
And you can follow me on Twitter at House of Bill. You can join our Facebook group. Type in That Wrestling Show fan group, and you're right there. And if for some reason you can't find us on Facebook, it's okay. You can click on the link in the description box. You are right there. Check out the website, thatwrestlingshow.com. Visit the Patreon page, patreon.com/Bill's World of Podcasts. Your donation will help support not only this show, but the many other podcasts that I do as well. Fro, what do you guys have going on this week on Another Digital Citizen?
On Another Digital Citizen, we talk about movies. It's our three last movies before we're going to talk about the Oscars and the Razzies next week. It was a super episode. Check it out.
Alright, and this week on Shark's Pond, I reviewed the episode The Simpsons Already Did It.
Oh, that's a good episode.
So next week, Fro and I were going to review Elimination Chamber, give our thoughts on it, and talk about the other news and see where it leads us as we get closer to WrestleMania 34 in New Orleans.
I have a question before you go.
Yes.
Before we go.
Yes.
How excited are you on a scale from 1 to 10 for WrestleMania right now?
At this point in time, I'm at about an 8.
Okay. I'm around a 7.
Okay. So we're not too far off. I think as we get closer, it's going to go up.
Oh, yeah.
So.
I mean, it looks like I kind of hope it's wrong about the about the Cena Undertaker match. But I have heard it's career versus career.
Mm-hmm.
So, that could be interesting.
We'll just have to wait and see. Alright, everyone, have a good, safe weekend. If you are going to the Elimination Chamber event, have fun. And, as always, folks, please be safe, no matter where it is you go. And when you are done enjoying your wrestling, being at Elimination Chamber, whatever it is you do, come right back here next week as Fro and I review the Elimination Chamber event. This has been That Wrestling Show, the only podcast where all pro wrestling matters. And as always, wrestle on! Yummy penis.